How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about something that most people struggle with. If you struggle with people pleasing, with fulfilling yourself, this is going to be the episode for you because we're going to talk about how to open up your life so that you can receive the things you desire without it costing you so much. But before we get started, we'll take a few moments to slow down. Zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align with the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you can say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. All right, well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. Once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, if you enjoy this message or there's something that you take away, if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can actually leave a comment below. Not only will that help me know what it is that you resonate within the episode, but somebody else might read your comment and it might inspire them to give this episode a listen. I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world, and the best way to do that is together. So whether you leave a positive comment or you share this with somebody, it means the absolute world to me, and I could never thank you enough. But with that, let's dive into today's episode. So this perspective that we're going to talk about, it's an interesting one. It really bases itself as a people pleaser. If you find yourself doing for others or giving to receive, this might click with you. You see, you should be asking the universe, or you have the opportunity to ask the universe for things without giving something. You see, somewhere in your life, whether it was a childhood or as you were growing up, somehow the idea of it costs to receive has been implanted in your brain. Maybe it's the way the school system is, how it turns you into an employee. Maybe it's just the way society is, where everything is taken to give. But that's not the way things work. You see, you are an abundant energy. And yes, you might be channeled in this body. You might be having this experience as yourself, the body. But we are all connected. If we are all connected and we are all co-creators of this entire experience, nothing is actually separate from you. So if you want to receive something in exchange for something, it doesn't have to come from you. In fact, there's no exchange at all because it already is a part of you. You're already connected. So to make more money, you don't have to work more hours. To meet more people, you don't have to go out more often. You just have to desire what you want and then let the universe know, how can I receive this without it costing me? How can I experience this without having it cost me? You see, are you asking yourself that question? Or when you want something, do you look at the cost? When you want something, do you see how it weighs you down? You have to get out of that mindset. That's actually a selfish way of thinking. Meaning, you are the only thing that can provide value to receive something is saying that you are the most valuable thing. In a sense, you are, But you're not alone in that value because everyone's connected. So everything is equally value. So it doesn't have to cost you to receive something because you already are that something. You just have to become the same level of it, the same frequency, the same vibration to receive it. The law of attraction is always working. Like will attract like. So if you view things as costing, no matter what it is you achieve, you always find an equal cost to it. Meaning you might be successful in your career, but it costs you your family life. You might be successful in your family life, but it costs you your career. You may be successful in your fitness or your health journey, but it costs you time with friends. You see, it doesn't have to be that way. This is the perspective that I started living with, and I didn't even realize it. Over time, I started understanding what was happening. But if you change to this, I know it will change everything about your experience. This is the perspective. Everything is purpose. So when you discover your purpose, which you may not know it yet, that's okay, but everything is purpose. And the law of attraction says like attracts like. So something will either be in alignment with your purpose or not. That's your bills. That's the people around you. That's the content you consume. That's the way you spend your time. No matter what it is, your purpose aligns with certain things. When you start attaching purpose to everything, the fulfillment within you to achieve it becomes even more powerful. It no longer feels separate. It no longer feels like a cost. It no longer feels like an exchange because you'll start operating in this pattern of continued alignment with self, with the higher calling, with the higher self. And so by changing from this thing or this desire or this item or this experience to only this purpose, it doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you gain from achieving it. You see, your purpose is beyond material. If you only see the material, then you're not seeing the depth of it. Material things are still an extension of our creative energy. This world, this experience is here because it's created. It's not here and then we were created on it. It's the other way around. So the material things, the money, the cars, the houses, all of those things are just extension of the creation. That's why we don't want to desire them. We want to desire the purpose. And if they align with it, then use them. If your purpose is to expand technology, then wouldn't it make sense that you build yourself up financially so that you're able to invest in the technology so it can expand? Whether that's as a consumer or as an investor, whatever it is, isn't that part of your purpose? If your purpose is to entertain and uplift people and raise their vibration, and you want to do as many as you can, how can you do an event in Florida, do an event in South Carolina, do an event in California, all within 12 hours? You could only fly private. That's the only way that could happen. So in that sense, the plane becomes part of the purpose. But if you want the plane because it makes you look cool, or you want the plane because of the status, then that's out of alignment with purpose. You see, the material item can either serve you or you end up serving it. Nobody has the exact same purpose. We have different utilities of the things and how they fulfill us. But when you start looking at everything in your life, your expenses, your friends, the people you work with, all of it as purpose, you will know if they align with yours. They might have a different purpose. They might align with someone else. In fact, even the bad things in your life, the people that hurt you, the lessons that you've gone through, the people that let you down, their purpose was still to give you perspective. You see, when it changes from this purpose versus this happened to me, you go beyond the ego. When it's happening to you, when I say this is happening to me, that means I'm in my ego. I'm saying I'm so important that something in the world is not just happening, but no, it's happening to me because I am the one that's creating all of this. That's what the ego thinks. But when you go beyond ego, you expand into purpose. You see, purpose, when we think of like the human purpose, like I want to build this skyscraper, I want to do this, that's still a limited purpose. When you shift to your energetic purpose, which is leveling up frequency, it's different for everybody and how they do it, but leveling up energy so we can get closest to the highest love frequency, that everyone's purpose is going to be some form of that. The how might be different, but it's going to be some form of raising others through oneself. You see, you become the energy, and then you place yourself in positions where that energy needs to be, and then it raises up. Because if you're a 10 and everyone else around you is a 3, when you put the 10 with the 3s, it raises the average. That's how your frequency goes. So chase purpose, not pleasure. Chase purpose, not expenses. Chase purpose, not goals. Chase purpose, not desires. And it will align because it doesn't cost to serve purpose. You gain because if you're serving purpose, you're elevating within, you're raising your frequency within. So anything that you desire to receive, you receive twice. You receive the thing, the experience, the event, whatever it is. You receive it, but you also grow. Your frequency also lifts. That's flow state. That's operating with intent. That's going beyond self, because a lot of those things in your purpose you won't want to do. I don't want to do this episode right now. I'm recording it. It's almost midnight at night. It's been a long day. A lot of things going on in the personal life. A lot of experiences. A lot of weight on the mind, carrying all these things, doing coaching calls, working professionally, all of it. But here I am. Because it's purpose. It can't just be purpose because you want to do it. It has to be purpose whether you want to or not, because you know your vision. And that's why you're here. And I will feel so good when I'm finished with this episode. I will feel so fulfilled when it's uploaded. And I will feel so happy when someone listens to it and lets me know the impact it had on them, because it was aligned with purpose. I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway. I didn't want to do X, but I did it anyway. I was scared to achieve this, but I did it anyway. Follow your heart, find your purpose, and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful. I know it took me a little while to get this one out, but this was fresh. I just had a coaching call with someone, and in talking to them, it really clicked what I had been doing. I hadn't really put words to it before like this, and in the coaching call, it came out. So I hope it resonated with you. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It'll keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you're ready to level up, if you want to take that next step, this is what I do. I'm a mindset coach. Just like this listener right here, this came from doing a one-on-one session and talking to someone about what it is they're working on. They're wanting to expand in their wealth category. And it's what made me think about this and understand about myself so I could share it with them. If you're interested in doing stuff like that, you can reach out to me via Instagram. There's a link down below too that you can use. Either one, I will get back to you. I also have my group coaching, Freedom Fundamentals, with my business partner, Eric. If you want more information on that, we go health, wealth, and happiness. It's about diving into real estate, expanding your mindset, and really becoming and building the life that you desire. Either one, you can reach out to me via Instagram or the link down below. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.